Okay, so let's try to answer the question. How do I publish uh, a change in an entity in HubSpot to a webhook of my third-party application or of my application? Right? This question is coming from a few of my customers, and we thought we could just place a video for this. We guys are Applied AI consulting company. Uh, we guys are HubSpot partners there. Okay, just one quick slide, and then we'll get into the actuals. Um, so let's take an example of a deal. And if a state changes in the deal in HubSpot, then how do I make a call to a webhook or an API of a third party? And like deals, other entities can also be triggered, or other entities can also trigger the webhook on the third party application. Okay. So let me jump into showing how to do it. All of this is also documented very well on HubSpot documentations here, the HubSpot knowledge. But let's see it quickly. So let's go to automation. Let's create a workflow. I'm going to, it's a deal-based workflow. So I'm picking that. And I'm saying that on a deal, let's say deal stage is any of, say, qualified to buy or presentation scheduled, and you can add more. And likewise, you have seen that I can add more filters, right? So this was on the deal stage, I can add more, right? On this trigger, what do I want to do in my workflow? The action I want to take is I want to trigger a webhook. Okay, for the example, I'm going to pick a webhook from webhook.site. So if I go to webhook.site, you'll get a webhook. I'll just copy that. And for example, I'm gonna use that webhook. Okay, so this webhook will be triggered. Let's give a name, deal stage change trigger. Okay. Okay, refresh the page. Let me refresh. Yeah, let me paste it. And let me save it. Okay, so now I have my workflow ready. It is off, so let me review and then bring it on. Right? It is saying this deal already meet the trigger. Do you want to enroll them when this workflow turns on? No, I don't want to. I don't want to apply to the existing deals, and deals can't be enrolled in this workflow multiple times. I want to, because one deal can go through multiple stages. So I want to put it on and save it. Now what I will do is I'll go and check the webhook. You see that there is no request received here. I'll quickly go and create a deal. Let's create a deal. Let's call it let's give a name to this deal. Let's say it's a Splunk deal. Okay. It's in a appointment schedule stage. Let's say it is 100,000. Let's say I'm leaving the date as is, a close date. I'm the owner. It's a new business and other stuff which I can fill in. Right? I'm going ahead and creating the deal. This deal stage is an appointment schedule stage. If you remember, the deal would be the workflow would be triggered when the deal stage goes to. Let's take a look at our workflow just to confirm that. This was the workflow. So when the deal stage goes to presentation schedule or qualified to buy, it will trigger the API or the yeah. So I'm gonna look at the deal which I created just now. Move that Splunk deal to presentation schedule. As soon as I move that to presentation schedule, it should trigger the webhook. If you see, it has triggered the webhook. This is the deal. If I want to search the stage, the deal stage, these are various versions. it was appointment schedule, then it got changed to presentation schedule. This is the history of that, and the present value is presentation schedule. Okay. If I change it to something else, let's say I change it to decision maker or appointment schedule again, I would not receive any notification or I would not receive the trigger. But if I change to the matching condition or matching stage again, I think which is qualified to buy, then it should trigger the, yeah, it triggered it, right? And if I look for my stage here, I'll see that, okay, this is the history of it. It went from presentation schedule to appointment schedule to qualified to buy, and the present value is this. So it is as simple as that. Once and this could be your API, all of it is documented. The next question that comes after this is how do I secure it, right? For you to secure it, it's if you would note the workflow, there was in the trigger there was use request signature, right? So for this to be done, it is also very well documented, and we being one of the HubSpot partners are doing this for a lot of our customers. We can do it for you as well if you want any help there. But the request signature is, if I am wanting it to use the request signature for it to be an authorized request coming onto my webhook so that I can validate and only then process, then I have to create an app using a developer account of HubSpot. And then that once I create the app, then I will get a secret, which which it will use when it is sending that in one of its header. It's very well documented here as well. You can do that. Yeah. You'll get an X HubSpot signature header, which will have the SHA-256 or hash of that, using the app secret, which you will have when you create the application in the developer account. Okay, so it's as simple as that. If you need any more help on HubSpot, do reach out to us. Thank you.